Good morning. It's 2:45. It's Wednesday morning. I'm off on an adventure. I'm going somewhere with someone to do something. If you want to find out what, with who, and where, stick around. This is a day in the life of the cherry picker man. It's going to span over a few days, and there's going to be no cherry pickers involved. So if you tune in for cherry picker action, you're in the wrong place. But hopefully you're going to enjoy what I've got to show you. Please, come with me. You're welcome. I've arrived at my location. I'm supposed to be here at about 4:45. It's 4 o'clock. I'm a bit early, but I'd rather be early than late. So I think I'll just sit in my van for a minute. Here, let me give you a little sneak peek of where I am. I don't know if you can see this because it's a bit dark, so bear with me. Whose truck do you think that is? Answers in the comments? Nah. I think you already know, don't you? But play along, Chances are I put his face in the thumbnail anyway. So,
All right, mystery over. I'm meeting Geoff Smith, better known as the Roofing Outlaw. We're heading to Dublin today to do Lava 20 training tomorrow, which is not exactly my usual cherry picker routine, but that's what makes this interesting. So right now, it's airport mode, early start, half awake travellers everywhere, and somehow we're part of it. The plan is simple. Get through security, get on a plane, and make it to Dublin in one piece. Adventure officially underway. Island. Here we are. Not so green at the moment. Right, so we've arrived in Dublin, just outside the airport, and the first thing Geoff spots is some guys working on the roof over there. And that's what you get when you go away with the Roofing Outlaw.
Proper Irish weather here, mate. Freezing, mate, freezing.
Freezing, and that's why the Irish are tough. Once we landed in Dublin, it wasn't straight out the door. We had an hour to hang around and wait for Geoff's business manager, Marcus, to arrive. Marcus had flown in from Germany after bouncing around Europe doing what I can only describe as empire building for the Outlaw. Lining things up, making things happen, that sort of thing. He also brought with him a new recruit, Wayne. First day on the job, first time meeting Geoff in person, so no pressure at all. Turns out Wayne's a Geordie, and honestly, who doesn't love a Geordie? A proper sound bloke, man. Okay, that was poor. But over the next few days, we got on really well. So after a bit of airport waiting, introductions and catching up, the Dublin adventure officially had its full cast. Well, it's English cast anyway. So this is how you get to know your fellow travelling companions.
In the world's smallest taxi.
A little bit more intimately.
I said I was going to get a small one, but I got this one. Not meant for a couple of big guys, this car.
Once we'd all met up, Geoff had one priority. We're going for a proper Irish Guinness. And not just anywhere. He took us to John Kavanagh's The Gravediggers. It's one of those places that feels like it's stepping back in time. The decor inside hasn't really changed for nearly 2 centuries. Weathered wood, old fittings, and floorboards that feel like they've absorbed generations of spilled Guinness and stories. Standing in there, you genuinely get the sense that this pub has seen a lot of life through it. Bottoms up. And this was my first Irish Guinness. Wayne's too. So expectations were high, and it turns out it absolutely lives up to its reputation. Needless to say, that pint went down very well, and it felt like the perfect start to our time in Dublin. So, it's now the evening. We haven't done any training today. We've just sort of arrived in Dublin, settled in.
Truthful, we've been drinking all day.
Right. But now we're on our way to a pub to do a special delivery. What's going on?
We are taking Roofing Outlaw merch to a guy that he wanted to buy some, but I thought I'm here in Dublin anyway, so I'm gonna take him some. So we're meeting in the pub for some more beer, Guinness. We'll see where that ends.
It's all very civilised. Honest, we're professionals. And we're about to get run over by a tram. The special delivery turned into something a little bit better than expected. We met up with Derek, an Irish guy who was picking up a Roofing Outlaw hat for his retired roofing dad. Fair play to him, supporting the trade and all that. What started as a quick pint and merch drop somehow turned into an evening of stories, laughter and a few more Guinnesses than originally planned. Funny how that happens. We also met up with the next franchisees from Swansea branch of the Roofing Outlaw shops. So what was meant to be a quiet one turned into a full-on gathering of roofers from different corners of the map. There's something about tradesmen in the pub. The stories get bigger, the laughs get louder, and suddenly it feels like you've known each other for years. The night eventually progressed to Thai food, as all great professional networking evenings do. But, and this is important, we didn't let it run too far, because tomorrow wasn't sightseeing, tomorrow was Lava 20 training, and that means alarms were very much still set.
It's Thursday, day 2, just having breakfast before we start the owl training. But the lads need something to soak up that Guinness that they had yesterday. Let me show you. This is an Irish bat by the wonderful Mr. Keegan in this calf that we've found. So I'm going to enjoy that. I'll get back to you later.
The next morning after breakfast, it was time to get down to business. We headed over to Owl Warehouse where the Lava 20 training was being held, and straight away you could tell this wasn't just a small local session. People had come from all over. England, Portugal, Ireland and various parts of Europe. Everyone there had invested their time to be part of it. The training was run by Vinny, whose family has been behind the product for decades, and it showed his knowledge of the product, its uses and its applications was incredibly detailed. The morning started with a full walkthrough of the different applications, where Lava 20 works, how it's used and why. It wasn't rushed, everything was explained properly. Then came the practical demonstrations, showing exactly how the product is applied and how it performs in real situations. It was a long day. We arrived about 9:30 and didn't leave until well past 4, but it was clear the goal was to make sure everyone there walked away feeling like their time had been well spent, and that they understood the product properly. By the end of it, you could tell it had been a full and thorough day. We have had a full day's training, now it's time to go for something to dinner, and
Well, perfect, mate.
welcome to Ireland. After a full day of Lava 20 training, there was really only one logical thing left to do. In the centre of Dublin, especially when you're with Geoff Smith. Naturally, we went for a Guinness. This time we were accompanied by Vinny, who had officially taken the role of local guide.
But anyway, I'm just giving you a little history. This is the oldest bar in Ireland. Literally across the road.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, the Brazen Head, right there, right there.
It's the Brazen Head. I said I hope it's the Brazen Head.
Many years ago, the Vikings landed on the Liffey here, right? And they set up shop in basically Dublin, which was known as the Pale at the time. And so this is like you're in the oldest part, anyway. And this is the oldest pub over here.
Which is fun.
You know what? It's at this time in Ireland that I'm glad I've got my Dassy gravity jacket. I could be like this Nimrod here, wearing a Star Wars shirt
With the Star Wars tattoos.
and the shorts. That's Geordie's for you, isn't it? Gotta love them, gotta love them. The Brazen Head is everything you'd hope for. Traditional Irish music, packed with character, and the kind of atmosphere you just can't recreate anywhere else in the world. At one point, Wayne, in true Geordie fashion, floated the idea of getting up and doing a bit of karaoke. That suggestion was politely declined. Apparently, traditional Irish music and Geordie karaoke don't quite mix. But it was all taken in good spirit, and the evening quickly settled into what had become a familiar rhythm. Good conversation, plenty of laughter, and of course, a few more Guinnesses. It was the perfect way to round off our time in Dublin. It's Friday morning, it's early. I was woken to a phone call from the Outlaw. Danny, we've got an early plane, I'm trying to see if you're out of bed. Hence the mad dash, throw everything into my bag, leg it downstairs to find the Outlaw. Feeling a bit, in his words, hanging. And it's time to get a taxi. It's time to leave and go back to Leeds, Bradford, England. But what a wonderful time we've had in Ireland, Geoff. And I've learned a lot. I've had an education from the Outlaw.
Learning about how to drink Guinness.
But I know nothing extra about roofing. We'll have to save that for another day.
15 minutes past.
This is impressive.
Terminal 2.
Yeah.
We're at Terminal 1, aren't we?
Yeah, just up here.
Impressive, it's just zinc.
It's pretty zinc with some nice lights.
That's why they use it, but it's just metal plating.
on our way home. This is the end of our journey. We're in Dublin Airport, but we've missed our flight.
Again.
Right. This is the kind of shenanigans that happens when your travelling companion is Geoff Smith.
It happens to me all the time. I get used to it.
So although we missed our flight and ended up spending an extra 8 hours in Dublin Airport, it wasn't entirely wasted time. It gave me the chance to properly talk with Geoff, to understand his views on the roofing industry and why he believes standards in some areas have slipped over the years. He spoke about the mission to improve the quality of products available to roofers, to make the industry safer for the people working in it, and to use his voice to try and raise standards overall. Whether you agree with every point or not, it is clear this is something he genuinely cares about. He wants to leave his mark and to contribute to improving the trade he's been part of for so long. So while the wife wasn't particularly thrilled about me getting home 8 hours late, it wasn't a complete loss. If anything, it gave me a better understanding of the man behind the name and the mission he's working towards. And whatever comes next for him, I wish him the very best with it.
And that pretty much concludes my time for now with Geoff. Absolute madhouse, but what fun. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, give us a like, comments in the bottom, and I'll see you next time. Cool.